So, I've spent the last 100 hours and a decent chunk of my own cash deep in the trenches with the three biggest AI coding tools out there. And honestly, the results were not what I expected. Yep, you heard me. One of them is totally free, and it seriously blew the paid options out of the water in some key areas. So today, we're cutting through the hype. We're going to get the real story on Claude Code, GitHub Copilot, and Cursor. Let's do this.
And look, this isn't just some niche thing for the super nerds anymore. The latest Stack Overflow survey for 2024 just dropped, and get this, a whopping 76% of developers are either already using these AI tools or are planning to jump in this year. So yeah, the AI coding revolution isn't coming, it's already here. And the battle for a spot in your workflow, it's getting intense.
All right, here's how we're going to break it down. We'll meet the contenders, throw them into a no-holds-barred battle royale, talk about what this is all going to cost you, and then I'll help you pick your perfect AI teammate. Oh, and I've got some killer pro tips you won't want to miss. Okay, let's kick things off. First up, let's meet the heavyweights battling it out for the title of the ultimate AI coding assistant. First in the ring, we've got Claude Code. I'm calling this one the Terminal Warrior. Why? Because it lives right in your command line. It's totally free, and it is shockingly powerful. And the crazy part? It can actually use your existing command line tools. We're talking a massive game changer here. And of course, we have the OG, the original gangster, GitHub Copilot. I mean, everyone's heard of it, right? But the real question is it still the champ, or is it just living off its name? We're definitely going to find out. And rounding out our trio is the ambitious newcomer Cursor. Now, this thing isn't just another plugin. Oh no, it's a full-on AI-native IDE that's gunning to completely replace VS Code. It's a beast, for sure, but is it actually worth that price tag? All right, you've met the fighters. Now it's time for the main event. Let's get these three into the ring and see who's left standing. The AI coding wars begin. Kicking things off, round one is all about agentic power. Now, what the heck does that mean? Simple. How well can these tools actually think for themselves? Can you give them a complex problem and they just figure it out, make a plan, execute it, all without you micromanaging every step? This, my friends, is where AI coding is headed. So right away, you can see two totally different ways of thinking here. On one side, you have Claude Code, which acts kind of like a junior dev. It literally uses your own command line tools, Git, NPM, you name it, to work through a problem. But then you've got Cursor, which takes this brute force approach. It's like having 8 developers working on the same task in parallel in their own separate sandboxes, and then it just picks the best result. Pretty wild, right? Two very different strategies. And I mean, just look at this. This isn't a hypothetical. This is a real-world example of what Claude can do. I pointed it at an open GitHub issue. And what did it do? It read the issue, used the command line to analyze and test things, made edits across multiple files, ran the linter and build checks to make sure it didn't break anything, and then it created a perfect commit with a solid message. The entire workflow, from issue to commit, handled by an AI by itself. It's just mind-blowing. Okay, so Claude is an absolute monster when it comes to those big, autonomous tasks. But what about the stuff we do all day, every day? Code reviews, hunting down those annoying bugs. Let's see how they stack up in round 2, code review and debugging. And again, we're seeing completely different playbooks. Copilot works right where you'd expect, inside GitHub. It acts like another team member, jumping into your pull requests and leaving comments. It's collaborative. Cursor, though, Cursor gets its hands dirty. It has this incredible debug mode that I can only describe as a bloodhound for bugs. It literally injects logging into your app to track down the root cause of a problem. For pure debugging power, it's an absolute game changer. Okay, there's no doubt these tools are incredibly powerful. But let's get down to brass tacks. What's all this power actually going to cost you? It's time to talk money. So let's break it down. You'll notice both Claude and Cursor have free options, which is great for trying them out. But the real fight is at that pro tier, where they're both sitting at $20 a month. The interesting thing, though, is how Claude is bundled. Since it's part of their regular subscription, you get a ton of value, making it a real contender. The competition here is way closer than you'd think just by looking at the price tags. All right, the battle has been fought, the dust is settling, and it's time for the final verdict. But it's not always about one single winner. It's about finding the right tool for the job. So let's figure out which of these is the perfect AI teammate for you. Okay, let's make this simple. If you live and breathe in the terminal, If you're a DevOps pro or just a command line junkie, stop what you're doing and get Claude Code. Its deep integration with your existing CLI tools is unlike anything else. It can handle entire workflows on its own. It's like having a super smart intern who never needs a coffee break. For this use case, it is an absolute no-brainer. Now, for the power coders out there, the ones who want the absolute most powerful, all-in-one AI experience, my recommendation is Cursor. Remember, this isn't just a plugin. It's a complete AI-native IDE. That multi-agent processing for complex tasks, the debug mode, it's all built for serious, intensive development. It's an absolute beast. But what if you're working on a team? When it comes to collaboration, you just can't beat the OG, GitHub Copilot. Its integration into the pull request workflow is just seamless. You can set it up to automatically review PRs and even use custom instructions to enforce your team's coding standards. It's built for teamwork, plain and simple. But hold on, we're not done yet. Before we wrap up, I want to share a few secret, game-changing tips for each of these tools. These are the things that'll really unlock their full potential. You're definitely going to want to hear this. All right, you ready? Here are some power moves. For Claude Code, don't just ask it to write a function. Give it a whole workflow. Tell it to read an issue and submit a PR. It can handle it. For GitHub Copilot, this is huge. Create a file at .github/copilot-instructions.md in your repo. You can put repo-specific guidelines in there to customize its reviews. Total game changer for teams. And for Cursor, when you hit a really gnarly problem, unleash the agents. You can run up to 8 of them in parallel on a single prompt. Let them duke it out. You're welcome.
You know, this really reminds me of what Andre Karpathy said, that the best AI tools have an autonomy slider. You can use them for simple autocomplete, or you can, as he puts it, let it rip with full autonomy. That's exactly where we're heading, and these tools are on the front line. So, you might be wondering, after all this, what's my personal pick? The one I've actually integrated into my own daily workflow? For my DevOps stuff, it's Claude Code, hands down. The way it works in the terminal just feels so natural and powerful. For me, it has been a complete game changer. And this right here is exactly why picking the right tool is so crucial. Check out this data from Stack Overflow. See that? 75% of devs using ChatGPT, which, by the way, is the engine behind Copilot, are actually happy with it. But look at some of the others. Satisfaction can drop off a cliff. It really proves that it's not about just grabbing any AI tool. It's about finding the one that truly fits how you work. And that's it for the AI coding wars. What a battle. But now the big question is, for you. Down in the comments, I want to know, are you on Team Claude, Team Copilot, or Team Cursor? Let the debate begin. And hey, make sure you're subscribed because in the next explainer, we are going to build our very own AI agent from the ground up. You are not going to want to miss that.